Hello everybody, we're looking a little bit different today, but welcome back to Anna's Random, where today's video is a very highly requested video, and I know a lot of you have been begging for this, so we're finally addressing the beauty secrets. We're finally doing a makeup video, guys. I know I get so many comments on literally every single one of my videos that's like, please, your makeup's so lovely, what products do you use, please give us the routine, I'm begging you now. You guys have been on your knees, I know, and I'm finally here to give you all my secrets, give you all my tricks. I don't know, I've never really considered myself a beauty guru. Maybe I wanted to be, maybe 10 years ago, back in like 2016. And there is actually probably quite a cringe old makeup tutorial of me when I'm about, what, 15? I would have been in 2016 doing like an autumn makeup routine, if you want to go on a little deep dive on my channel. But yeah, in today's video, I'm basically gonna do what I always do when I do my makeup, essentially, which is base it on my outfit. So let's give you a little bit of an outfit tour. I'm gonna get up a little bit. So this is a technically an Urban Outfitters dress, but I got it on Vinted. Vinted is king at the moment. We love Vinted so much. We love being sustainable. We hate buying new fast fashion. This choker is from Claire's, RIP, and this necklace I have on, this little butterfly, which obviously goes with the dress, is quite ironically, I can say, genuine 2000s vintage jewellery, because I got this in about 2008 as a gift. So yeah, that is the tour. Normally I do have my rings on, but I couldn't be bothered today. And I have these like clip-in hoop earrings because I'm a diva who doesn't want to pierce their ears. So we do the clip-ons. I think this is just from Amazon or something like that. And yeah, so I'm just going to take you guys through my makeup routine. But before we get started, very excitingly, today's video is my first ever sponsorship. So let's hear from our sponsors. This video is very kindly sponsored by Bellesa. Also, this is spoilers for the makeup, but regardless, Bellesa is a brand that I've admired for so long, so I am so grateful that they are my first ever sponsor. But if you're unaware of who Bellesa are, then let me tell you a little bit about them. So Bellesa is a bi-women company for all things sexual wellness, which we love over here. And they are on a mission to empower people to embrace, explore, and celebrate their sexuality, which I love as well, because this video is a makeup video, which is about celebrating your confidence with self-expression, and Bellesa is celebrating your confidence with your sexuality, which are two things I am very passionate about. So even more exciting, there is a giveaway with this. So my friends over at Bellesa are offering anybody that signs up with the link in my description and the pinned comment with free toys or free gift cards for toys. Yeah, that's right, they're literally sending you out free toys. Crazy, right? So what kind of things could you win? Well, one thing I love about Bellesa and their products is the versatility of all the features. So just to highlight and name a few, they have the Air Vibe, which is one of their most popular toys, which features G-spot stimulation and also clit stimulation. If you enjoy vibration, suction, and thumps, the Thump toy, which is very well named, has all of those. And they have the Flutter Vibe, which is for those of us who enjoy a more oral experience. And all of these are waterproof, rechargeable, come in very discreet and cute packaging, and are also made from premium body safe silicone. So no matter what kind of stimulation you enjoy, Bellesa has got you covered. So again, go to the link in the top of my description and the pinned comment to sign up for my giveaway, and let me know what goodies you get. And thank you again so much to Bellesa for sponsoring this video, and now let's get on to the rest of the video. So yeah, thank you so much to Bellesa for sponsoring this video, and without any further ado, let's start with the makeup. So yeah, the first things first is skin prep, of course, skincare, always. I do tend to do my skincare and then my eyes and then my base. That's how I've always done it, and that's how I'm going to continue to do it for the rest of time. So normally I just start with simple moisturizer. I'm very lucky in that, as I've been in my 20s, I mean, I've just been on my period, so I've got a few spots going on, but I'm very lucky, just genetically, I guess, that I have a really, like, good skin. I get that from my mom, really. She just has really good skin genetics, so I am very grateful for that. But yeah, if I can fucking get it out of the bottle. There we go. I only take like just a little bit, just to prep my skin. I also use lip oil. If you notice, my lips are looking a little shiny. I use the Essence ones at the moment. because Essence, very excitingly, are in Primark at the moment. I think they are now in Boots as well, but they started out in Primark. For those of us who are in the UK and we cried when Wilco died, do you guys remember Wilco? I was very excited to find out that this is about a year ago, actually. I feel like, or maybe like a couple of years, that I've known that Essence and Catrice as well, actually, are in Primark now. And again, I think that they are also sponsoring, like, going into Boots as well. But yeah, this is very good. Obviously, when it's just a little conversation about like fast fashion and stuff as well, because you notice SMI is from Amazon, and you know, obviously I'm going to Primark for makeup. I try my best to not frequent fast fashion. If I do go to somewhere like Primark and buy something, it is either for makeup, obviously, because it's Essence, but also if it's a basic that I know that I'm gonna use for a long time. Like, for instance, just as an example, I needed some, like, I think this is because I'm getting a bit older as well. I'm a little bit more conscious when I'm wearing like short dresses and stuff, about like flashing people potentially, so I bought some like just basic black sort of cotton blend shorts, just to wear underneath any kind of skirts or dresses that I'm wearing, just to have a little like extra security, because I do often have a bit of anxiety that I might be flashing people. So with like if I've got my bag on me or something and it's right down my skirt, something, it helps clear my mind, and yeah, just adds that little extra security, I guess. So that's just an example of something I got. Also, I will say I'm a little bit of a whore for the music merchandise. I protest greatly how expensive music merch is at concerts and stuff. So if I'm able to get something and build a collection of t-shirt that represents my music taste and stuff for a more affordable price that is, I think, still going back to the artists in some way, then hell, I count that as an exception, alright? And then things like underwear or just basic kind of things, like I said, I will just go to Primark for that, because there you go. But in terms of just like actual normal, like just everyday fashion and like actual style stuff, I do tend to shop on Vinted for that. But anyway, rant over. So I always prime my eyes, always, as, is it Nikki Tutorials that says this? It's like, isn't that not to prime is a crime or something like that. Also, when I was starting this video, I wanted to be like the Jeffree Star intro, welcome back to my channel. Do you guys remember that? That was such an era on YouTube, wasn't it? And yeah, so I didn't even tell you what it was. This is the NYX Ultimate Eye Base. It looks like this. This isn't the lightest shade, but once it's blended out, it doesn't actually matter. They do have a lighter shade than this, but I've been using NYX eye primers literally since I was a teenager. My eyelids are incredibly oily, and if any of you have the same problem with eyeshadows creasing and just not lasting, NYX Ultimate Eye Base is very affordable. It has gone up in price over the years, and this is a fairly new product they've come out with. They haven't had this the whole time. It used to be called something else. There was a pigmented one that they used to have, and then they converted it to this, I think. But I also used to use, there was this clear one they used to use. I think it was like a, I don't want to say it's the Photo Focus, because that's Wet n Wild's brand, like, range, isn't it? But I feel like it was called something like the Photo Focus eyeshadow primer or something like that, but it was clear and it was very, very tacky, and this is as well. It is quite sticky once it sets down. So once we let that do its thing, this is a fairly new discovery. In terms of my eyebrows, they're not crazy bushy, like some people have a lot like thicker eyebrows than me, but you know, they're alright. And I tried to keep them quite well maintained. Awkwardly, I might show some embarrassing photos. When I was like 15, 16, I had an unfortunate incident with a tweezer, with some tweezers, and I did accidentally give myself 2000s tadpole brows. If you follow what you know what, fuck it, let's just put a picture in here of what they look like. It was a tragic time. It was a tragic time. That was basically a result of kind of peer pressuring. And a lot of these girls like getting their eyebrows done and being like obsessed with their looks, which I wasn't really in the same way as like sort of the chavvy popular kids at school until I was like out of high school basically. But anyway, this is, so to do my brows at the moment, Revolution have actually come out with a wrap brow, which is a tubing brow gel, and it was like $4.99 or something like that, which compared to what I was using before for like eyebrow stuff, I used to use the Beauty Bay one, which is quite a good dupe for the Glossier Boy Brow, which I used to use as well back a few years ago. That was like a 2018, 2019, even like 2020, 2021. Like I used to use it kind of all throughout uni basically. But that shit's expensive, as much as it's very, very good. Do you guys remember when everyone was obsessed with Glossier as a brand? That was a fun time. But although I do feel like that was the origin of clean girl makeup, let's be honest. But yeah, this is a tubing brow gel. The one thing I love about this as well, if you notice that my eyebrows are definitely not the same. They are sisters, not twins, 100%. And the front of my right brow, it looks like, is this the right on your end? It's the right eyebrow for me. But the front of it never used to stay up. Like, it would always be the first thing to drop down because naturally it is a little bit more rounded than this side for some reason. But this is the only brow gel that when I comb it through the front of my brows, it actually stays up, so they look a lot more even, which is why I freaking love this stuff. Like, this is a new holy grail for me. So yeah, if you're looking for a new brow gel and you also have issues with the front of your brow staying up and it being kind of lightweight but also long lasting, Revolution Wrap Brow is the way to go. And they also have a tubing mascara as well, which I've not tried. We're going to talk about mascara in a minute because that is another thing that I really, really struggle with. But I found the right formula, because trust me, I have tried every mascara on the on the market, especially over the last like month or so, I swear to God. Anyway, now we've done our eyebrows. Actually, I wanted to make this into a little bit of a Q&A. I did do a little post on my Instagram story last night asking, hey, if you guys have any questions. But not a lot of you follow me on Instagram, evidently, so I only got one question. If you don't follow me on Instagram and you want insights and behind the scenes stuff and whatever, that's where to go. Go over there. But I did get one question from a girl called Lucia Lou, or whether it's Lucia, I don't know. I did have a girl in high school called Lucia whose name was spelt the way yours was spelt, and everybody used to say Lucia or whatever, and it used to annoy her so much. But so if you're watching this video, let me know how you pronounce your name in the comments. But you did ask about my eyeshadows and what eyeshadows I use specifically, because I always do a fun eyeshadow look. Again, my whole thing with makeup is match it to my outfit, so that's where we go with that. Now, my go-to eyeshadow palettes are from Beauty Bay. That's just my go-to formula. Because we've got a pink situation going on at the moment, we're going to use this mini berries palette. I do want to get the full one eventually, just because I feel like some of the colours in there I could use quite a lot, so I might get that at some point when it's on sale. But yeah, I've had this mini one for quite a few years, to be fair. At least like 3 years I feel like I've had this. I feel like I got it in like a mystery bundle or something, but that's what it looks like. Probably shouldn't glare you with the mirror, sorry about that. And then we're also going to use I do have the smaller version and also the bigger version, like, well, the 9 pan and the 6 pan of, no, that's the 16. This is the 9. Sorry, I can't count apparently. But this is the smoky palette, and this does have plastic in it, so. But that's what this looks like. We're going to use that specifically for the black eyeshadow, which I will tell you about in just a moment, once we get to that point. But yeah, I do have the 9 pan version of this as well, which is very good for travel. If you just need like the black eyeshadow, if you just need that, that's, you know, very good. But also this is also very good for travel, I've found. Because of the shimmers in it, and I do tend to do quite a lot of smoky eyes just kind of as a go-to, but because I wanted to do this on theme today, we're actually going to do like, as if I was, obviously I'm filming this, but this is the routine I do when I'm filming anyway, or when I'm doing my makeup just in general. But yeah, so we're going to start out with that. Now, my biggest tip for eyeshadow, apart from priming, is having the correct brushes and like having a good range of brushes, especially if you want to play around with different styles of eyeshadow, different placements, all this kind of stuff. As much as I had quite a few brushes already, I did buy some more. If you want a good, like, affordable brush set, there's this brand called Jessup, which I'm sure you guys have heard of at some point, but they do quite big brush sets on Amazon, so I did get, not all of these are from that, but like some these ones are, and this one down here as well. But there was a very big brush set, quite a big one, but it was literally like every single brush I didn't already have in my collection that I needed. So yeah, that's that. Maybe I'm gonna have to start like an Amazon storefront or something like that, aren't I? But yeah, so the biggest tip I can use, I can tell you first of all, is to use this big, like a big fluffy brush to get a good base colour down, especially if you don't have a lot of time. This is gonna save you a lot, okay? This is gonna be the one thing that's like, okay, well, I'm almost done. You know what I mean? If you can get like a big brush like this, again, like get like a really big fluffy brush and just in a colour that matches whatever you've got going. I'm basically going to recreate kind of a look that I did yesterday for work, but snazz it up a little bit. So I'm going to use this colour up here and just basically, obviously dab off excess, we're all used to doing this, aren't we? And literally just go in just everywhere in the crease with this. Just sweep it all over, and like I say, it literally just gets the colour placement down and blends it out at the same time. It is such a lifesaver. Again, just going kind of with the circular motions like we're all used to. Just getting it all in there. Again, a bigger, like the bigger the fluffy brush, the better. Just so you can get, I say, just done everything like kind of quick and efficiently, and you're not having to blend loads, you're not having to spend loads of time blending, especially if it's a good brush and obviously a good eyeshadow formula, which the Beauty Bay ones are. So that is that. Just blending that out. There's a little bit more on that eye than this eye, so let's go back and just use that. There we go. Look how quick that was. And already I have basically half of a look done. Like I say, this is what I mean. Like, that is my base colour, kind of my transition shade, as we're kind of used to calling it, done. Like, that is literally that done. Right? Literally, bosh. I don't need to blend that anymore. That is done, and that took me no time at all. So yeah, that is great. Now, again, when it comes to eyeshadow, I really love playing around with making it match my outfit. So we're going to try our best to use some of these the purpley shades down here. I do also have a few shades of kind of purple in this palette, which I got recently. If you're on my Instagram, you know I recently got the Jelly Beauty Spellbound palette. This has quite a lot of purples in it as well, so if we need to dip into this, we will do. But yeah, that is that done, as I say. Now, obviously, if you've noticed, a lot of the time I do have a darker outer corner, as well as my wing liner. It's something I love to do, so that's what we're going to do for this look. And we have quite a few kind of purpley shades down here. I think, obviously I'm trying to match it up. What I used was this colour down here because it matches the darker patches in my dress, so we're going to go in with that shade. And I'm going to take a slightly smaller brush, but also fluffy, so we're going to use this one, which is a little bit smaller, and literally just focus this on the outer corner, because again, it's important to have when you're doing kind of more detailed stuff, it's important to have a fluffy brush that also fits where you want to put it. So as you see, if I put that there, that's literally the exact same size as my lid space, which yeah, is very important for what we're going to do. So yeah, I'm going to go in with this shade down here. This is called Journal as well. The first shade I used was Doll. I didn't even realise they had names on them. It's my first time doing this, can you tell? Right, so this is what we're going to do, and we're just going to go on the outer corner. This is quite a pigmented shade, especially when you're using a fluffy brush like this. That's a very good one. It will pick up the product very well. So yeah, we're going to go like this, and I'm literally going to tuck this a little bit into the crease like that, but focusing it on the outer corner. And something I love to do, didn't do this as much yesterday, but I think this is what we're going to try and do as well, is wing it out a little bit. Not crazy, because if you wing it out too much with this shade too early on, especially with a brush like this that's quite round, you're probably going to end up with quite a bit of patchiness, so I'm not going to go too crazy with it. But we're going to wing it out just a little bit. You see what I'm trying to do there? So just that tiny, tiny bit. But again, just kind of going in to that outer corner, pulling it out just that little bit, and then we're gonna go, but see, like, that's already done. I'll probably go back and make it a tiny bit darker, but that's already done, because a lot of that's also going to be covered by eyeliner, so if you mess up with this bit, and if it's a little bit patchy, don't worry, the eyeliner will fix everything. So we're gonna go in on this side as well, again, just tucking that in the outer V, and going just a little bit out. See, I've got my pinky finger on my face like that, just to help with the pivoting of it all as well. That helps. So yeah, just like that. Now again, doesn't have to be perfect, especially when you're winging it out. Trust and believe. We're not professionals, we're not trying to be. We're just trying to be girlies having fun with makeup, or whoever you are. We don't discriminate against anything. So that is that done. Again, just very slightly winging that out like that. And do you see already the kind of lift that's giving my eyes, okay? Because this is something else that's important for eyeshadow, is knowing what eyeshadow shapes look good for your eye. There is probably going to be like some video where somebody breaks this down. I'm not a professional, I just have learned what looks good on my eye shape, and I know that a winged out look like this really just adds that lift and that sort of, it depends like the angle of the eyeliner sometimes as well, but like that sort of sultry edge as well just helps with the overall vibe. I just think it makes me look very pretty. So that is the vibe that we're going for. So yeah, that is the outer corners basically done, really. I might just go back a tiny bit just to darken, like really darken that up, and bring it a little bit in more into the crease. Not too crazy. Again, literally we're just adding like that tiny bit of depth. Which again is why adding a darker shadow on the outer corners as well is kind of important, because it's almost like contouring your eyes essentially, just with colour. It just adds that little bit of dimension, makes them pop more. And there is also like a lot of research you can do about like what eyeshadow colours look best on your eye colour as well. I know that I have hazel eyes because my mum has brown and my dad has blue, so merge them together and I've got like a bit of brown, a bit of green, a bit of blue in there. There's all sorts going on, and I know that because of that, purple eyeshadow is actually statistically what I'm supposed to be wearing the most, so this is kind of what makes my eyes pop more. I feel like green also helps with my eyes as well, helps them pop a little bit more, but again, it's all subjective to what your eye shape is in terms of the shape of the eyeshadow, what eye colour you've got in terms of the colours and everything. But again, like we always say in makeup, you know, it's all you. Makeup is a game. It's an art form. You do what you want. Don't let rules like dictate exactly what you do. You can play in whatever you want, but if you want to know, especially for a beginner, if you want to know what looks best on you as kind of a guideline to kind of go off, it could be a good thing, like a really helpful thing for you to do. So yeah, that's my advice. All right, moving on to the fun stuff. We love sparkle over here, don't we? Don't we all love a bit of sparkle? I know I do. And I love this palette for the sparkles as well, because we have this lovely, I think, what's this shade called? Cloud, which is a very light pink sort of iridescent glitter, basically. I'm going to try, again, because there's not a lot of colours in here that actually match. I kind of want to use that as a topper, though, today, so I'm going to try and find something. I don't know. Should we do something smoky, or should I go into another palette? That is the question. Because I could do... No, that's going to be too dark. Alright, well, what we're going to do is we're actually going to go into the Spellbound palette, and we're going to see if there's a shade in there that I can use. I love this palette as well. Just look how beautiful that is. Just as a thing. I mean, I did showcase this on my Instagram as well. But just like, look how pretty, look how cool that is. Also, I kind of did in the reel that I made about this, was talking about how Beauty Bay needs to bring back the Midnight palette, which was their kind of blue and blue-purple focused palette. I do have the mini version of that. I have the 9-pan, and it's very fun, but I really want the bigger one. But I caved and bought this one instead. Well, I say caved. This is a gorgeous palette as well, obviously, but yeah, just overall, I just feel like they need to bring back the Big Night palette, but Jolie Beauty is coming for their ass. Shop indie brands, absolutely shop indie brands. That's something else I'm gonna hammer home, is shop indie. But I think this might be a little too blue toned for this look today. I'm not entirely sure. So I'm swatching the shade Light Work from this shade, from this palette, just to see if that fits. Actually, you know what, that fits. That fits really well. That's got, you can't really see, but that's got a really nice kind of pink vibe to it that's quite similar to what we have on. It's got a little bit of like blue in it, but we can, yeah, see if now that's blended out. You can sort of see that a lot better. It matches the vibe of this quite well. So we're going to use that, I've decided, and then we're going to go over with Cloud, maybe in the inner corners, which is something I like to do quite a lot, is really go ham with the inner corners. So we're going to do that in a minute. But yeah, we're going to go in, like I say, with Light Work, which is this one here. And yeah, we're just going to take good old-fashioned fingers, like always. I'm going to try and avoid the green in it, sort of turquoisey blue, and I'm literally just going to go in with my finger like that and literally just tap, then literally just kind of swipe this across my lid. One thing I will say as well, I'm sorry to Jolie Beauty, no, not Jolie, I'm sorry to Beauty Bay, but Jolie Beauty is definitely coming for your ass on the shimmers. The shimmers in this palette are out of this world. Do you see what I've just done there? That is insane. I am absolutely blown away. This is the first time of me trying Jolie Beauty eyeshadows. I've been trying their lipsticks. I've got quite, I don't know where we cut out there, but I was saying that I really like the shimmers in this palette, okay? Compared to the Beauty Bay ones, they're absolutely coming for their ass. Jolie Beauty is so good. I have quite a few of their lipsticks now, and I love them so much. They are absolutely stunning. So I was really eager to try their eyeshadows, because sometimes, let's be honest, with indie brands, eyeshadows can be quite tricky to perfect. And I think because we're used to brands from the 2010s, like Jeffree Star Cosmetics, who is obviously an indie brand, doing like eyeshadows so well, I think sometimes we're like, are they gonna match the vibe? But no, like with Jolie Beauty, they really like absolutely blew it out of the park, and I'm obsessed. So yeah, that is that. Now, as you can see, the vibe of the shimmer isn't exactly matching the outside of the eye, which is fine. We can fix that. We can play around. We can play around. We've got some, obviously we've got this palette out right now. So what I might do is darken it up with a little bit of Necromancy, which is this really dark purple over here. I'm going to get another brush out though, because I don't want to use this one again. I want to use one that's a little bit more precise so that we can smoke it out just a little bit whilst keeping the other colours around it. So it again matches the kind of cloud effect we have in the dress. Again, we match the outfit. We match the vibe of the outfit to the eyeshadow. That is my technique. So yeah, let's see if we've got, I didn't get a brush out here that's really going to do that, is it? Give me 1 second, guys. So I have this little brush right here, and I've just had to use one of my makeup erasers just to get off whatever was in there, because, okay, if you're asking me how often I wash my brushes, I'm going to tell you to mind your damn business, okay? Listen. We all do it, we all do it, we all skip washing the brushes as much as we should be doing, okay? Don't judge anybody for that. But yeah, like just using a little makeup eraser just for a little bit of a clean up for what was left on there is a good trick. So yeah, we're gonna use yeah, it's Necromancy we're using, isn't it? I'm a little bit torn because I could also use Diabolic, which is just a little bit more of the vibe of the dress, like the tone of the dress, really. Screw it, we're going to use a little bit of Diabolic, and that if that's not dark enough, we'll go in with Necromancy. So yeah, we're going to go in a little bit with this, like so. Tap that off, and just go in. Yeah, that's exactly what we needed. Okay, brilliant. Okay, fantastic. Thank you, Jolie Beauty, for once again saving the day. With that, I am just going to smoke that a little bit more into the crease, because we're getting that pink just a little bit lost, which can happen sometimes. So that's fine, we'll go back and we'll sort that out. But yeah, I just want to deepen that outer corner and blend it in with the shimmer just that little bit, just to match, again, the vibe of the dress and the outfit. And again, you can apply these tips and techniques to literally any look that you're doing. This just is what I'm doing. A lot of the time, I will say, when I'm doing my makeup, it is improvised. So when I was thinking of doing this video, I was like, this is gonna be chaotic as hell, but this is what people want, so, and this is just how I do it. Okay, my camera ran out of battery, but we're back, and yeah, like I said, I've just darkened up that outer corner with a little bit of that shade, and then also added a little bit more of that first shade Doll in my crease just to emphasize it a little bit more so it's not being taken over by the shimmer as much as we love the glittery things. So, like I mentioned before, I'm a big fan of using a sparkly shade all the way up into the inner corner, like you'll see in a minute. I go literally all the way up here, like, so it's just, it's blinding you, honey. It's blinding you from all the way across the stars. Alright, sometimes I do like to just use like my pinky finger and just go in there, but sometimes it's not that accurate. So again, so grateful to have these brushes now. So we're gonna go into shade Cloud from the Beauty Bay palette from before. And we are just gonna load that up. Obviously, if you want it a little bit more intense than this, the trick is obviously setting spray. We all know that from the beauty gurus of the world, don't we? So I'm just gonna go right up here, right up all up in here, in my inner corner, like that. Now, this, as much as it looks like it'd be very pigmented in the palette, it literally just is like a bunch of pink iridescent shimmer. So you can go ham with it just to really make it show up like that, which is great. And we are going to go in with some highlighter a bit later on as well, just to add that little bit more in there too. So yeah, this is all very exciting. Very exciting stuff. That, you can see me from the stars now, right? Okay. Yeah, like I say, very good just to have a very precise brush. Again, like I was saying, if you have a brush that fits the area of your eye you're trying to target, it's just going to make the application a lot more precise. You're going to have a lot easier over time with it. So hence why getting this eyeshadow brush set was absolutely revolutionary for me, because obviously my fingers, as much as I can try, are going to be a little bit more messy because they don't quite fit what I'm trying to do. So precision is key. If you have the right tools for it, it's going to make everything a lot more simple for you, especially if you are a beginner with doing eyeshadow. It's just going to make things a lot less messy if you're worried about that. So yeah, that is that. Like I said, I do like to just go all the way in there, to absolutely do not hold back. And yeah, that, I think, is the eyeshadow done. I'm going to leave it here in terms of actually putting colour on my eyes. And we're going to go into a very, very important step, which is eyeliner. As Adam McIntyre said very nicely, my eyeliner is fierce. And we're going to show you how I achieved that. Now, the eyeliner I use is probably going to be a surprise to absolutely nobody. For those of us who are in the alternative makeup space, NYX Epic Ink Liner, of course, the brush pen. Mine is looking beaten up as hell, if you can see that. It's not exactly as sharp and precise as it was when I first bought it, but hey, it still gets the job done. So that's what we bother about. So it's got a few little stray hairs stringing off, but it's fine, it's okay. Now, normally I do have a handheld mirror when I'm doing this. It's a little bit different doing it in my mirror on my desk here, but we move, it's fine. It's absolutely fine. So yeah, this is why am I nervous? I'm nervous doing this in front of an audience. I hope it doesn't mess up. If it does, we do have ways of fixing it with adding our own little quirks in there. So let's see what we can achieve. Now, obviously, normal eyeliner, you go from the corner of your eye outwards, just doing little sketchy motions. Again, my eyeliner is huge, so like a lot of the time, so it doesn't have to be perfect. We can go in and adjust it. As long as it doesn't go crazy, we're okay. Eyeliner does take practice. I will say, not that I really need to say that, because a lot of us, we already know, eyeliner can be quite tricky. So, my tip before that, before you go in with the liquid, is practice with eyeshadow. What I used to do, let me put this away for a second, whilst I educate you all. What I used to do a few years ago, before I got back into liquid liner, was using tiny little angled brush. In fact, if I got it here, let's show you. Let's show you the brush. Here we go. So this is I think this is an Eco Tools. Is it Eco Tools? No, it's not. It's a QVS brush. I think I got it in Superdrug. Again, ignore the fact that it's disgusting. But this is the tiny, I think it's meant to be a brow brush actually, but it really helped for eyeliner. It's this tiny little precise brush, and it really helped just getting in there and getting those lines really, really easy. Using eyeshadow, you can still get the same effects even with eyeshadow as if you want to do like a big liner without using one of these. If you struggle with the pen thing, then obviously you've got the dipped style eyeliners. Just do whatever you want. Do you, boo, okay? But I used to use eyeshadow, so this is what I used to use. But yeah, liquid liner. Now, I am terrified of doing this on camera, so I'm going to do this off camera, and we're going to see what happens. I'm going to do my first line, so we'll see how that goes. But I am going to have to pick up my mirror and do it closer to my face to do it properly, so that's my tip there. But yeah, I'm going to stop talking and just sketch that out like that. I'm so nervous. Normally, obviously, I think we all know the trick of try and get it parallel with the end of your eyebrow. That's kind of the way to angle it, to kind of go with it. But whatever feels natural to you is whatever, and then I go back along and we'll see how big it becomes. But I will be right back to do the rest of it because I'm too nervous to do this on camera. Now repeat after me. Eyeliner should be sisters and not twins. The same as your eyebrows, sisters not twins, okay? But thankfully the eyeliner gods were shining upon me today. Thank you, Jesus. Because my eyeliner actually slayed today. I'm actually really, really, really happy with that. But again, like I said, when I was off camera, I literally had my mirror, like, literally up to my face like this, so I could do it properly, okay? Because it's a precise art. If you're doing it so far away, you're way more likely to mess up. So yeah, just make sure you have a good perspective going, take your time with it. Again, practice makes perfect, okay? Just try and follow your eyeline, and hey, if it ends up big, a lot of the time it will actually suit your eye shape. It just depends what your style is. But yeah, I love a big wing, big L fat wing. But yeah, again, I used to use eyeshadow. I used to do like the smoky eyeshadow liner. Actually, I used to use a brush like, where is it? A brush like this. This is that brush actually, to then map out kind of the smoky line to get the angle, and then I'd go in with darker eyeshadow to darken it up. And it happened again, but we're back. Alright. So now I have my liquid eyeliner done. We do my waterline. A lot of you guys have probably noticed I do a very, very black waterline a lot of the time. Now, listen. Waterline liner has been the bane of my existence for the past year. Alright, I never used to do waterline liner until literally the start of 2025. It was insane. So I've been trying my best to find an eyeliner and an eyeliner technique that actually works, because I do have quite watery eyes, especially on my right eye. Fun fact, in 2021 I got shingles on my face. It was a lovely time. And it was around my eye as well. It was like all around my whole forehead and around my eye. So ever since then my right eye has been extremely sensitive, and I've always had sensitive eyes anyway. I used to be made fun of in school because every time it was windy and I walked to the bus stop it looked like I was crying, which is not the case at all. I literally just have sensitive eyes. But yeah, ever since 2021, like I say, my right eye is an absolute menace. So I try to do my best to kind of dry my waterlines sort of out the best I can, just kind of run my finger over them before I then go in with this. It looks very beaten up, but this is the Kiko Milano Everlasting Kajal. This is specifically for waterline. It is a very, very good eyeliner. It is very good. Does it stay all day? No, it doesn't. In my waterline, it doesn't smudge everywhere like some eyeliners do though, so I do like it. It was like a tenner as well, like £10.49 or something like that. But yeah, I just go in to my waterline, and that's just broken off entirely. Right, I'm just gonna have to very quickly try and sharpen this. Give me 1 second. This is all turning into a disaster. You know, this video is a perfect example of how not all YouTubers have their life together. I've literally just had to use my normal pencil sharpener for this because my cosmetic one fucking broke. So we're here with this. I'm dying. Alright, but yeah, this is how I do my waterline liner. Again, it's not perfect, alright, because we are going to smoke this out just a little bit. We are going to set this as well. Noticed how I was mentioning the smoky palette before. That's what that's for. We are going to set this. So yeah, just whack it in there at this point. I am going to have to go back to match at some point because I'm running out of this now. But anyway, and I need to get another cosmetic sharpener as well. Note to self, empty your cosmetic sharpener more, otherwise it literally breaks. Alright. So yeah, we're gonna go now in, I mean I could have just gone in with the Spellbound palette because it has a black eyeshadow in it as well, but I normally use the Beauty Bay one, and I have this tiny little bitty little brush, which is very good for my waterline. So yeah, we're gonna go in with Tattoo, which is the black shade in this palette. We're gonna go in like this, and we're literally gonna perform surgery here and just tap it into the waterline. Again, this can feel a little weird if you're not used to doing it. Don't poke yourself in the eye. That's really not the aim here. The aim is literally just set your eyeliner. So it doesn't matter if you get eyeshadow in your eye either. Okay, nothing's toxic here. It's not gonna blind you. Don't worry. It will probably come out in your tear ducts anyway, so don't panic, alright? Literally just go in. Now for me, I do tend to focus on the outer corners because that tends to be where I bleed, I say bleed, where my eyes water the most first, and where the eyeliner disappears most first, so there you go. This is actually a trick I learned from Reddit, is actually setting your eyeliner. I really also do want to try like just a pot eyeliner with an angled brush, because apparently for watery eyes that does work the best, I've heard. But yeah, that's how I get that very sort of alternative emo type look, which I absolutely love. This, apart from eyeshadow colours, also really just bring out your eyes if you really want to emphasise, especially your limbal ring, which is that line around your iris that is quite thick if you're young. It's like a symbol of fertility, apparently, I don't know, but that really does help. It just makes your eyes pop, essentially. You kind of look a little bit like you're an animated character a little bit. It makes you look a little bit like a cartoon, but also like a sultry cartoon that people would have crushes on. So that's the vibe here. Okay, so that's how I do my eyes. Now in terms of mascara, we did mention that mascara is quite a tricky business, and yeah, I struggle quite a lot with thin lashes. I don't know if this is in correspondence with what your actual hair type is as well, but I have quite fine hair with high density, which means the actual strands of my hair are very thin, but there's a lot of it, okay? I know a lot of people think, like when Adam reacted to my video, quite a lot of the comments in the chat were, the hair's giving volume, that is a full head of hair, stuff like that, which I'm like, thanks guys, appreciate it. But yeah, that is my hair type, so, and obviously my hair's curly as well, so that adds to that. But in terms of my lashes, they are very, very fine. I'm working quite a lot to get more of them. I've been using the Ordinary Lash Serum to try and help with both my eyebrow and my lash growth as well. So yeah, but the tips that have helped me, because again, like I mentioned before, I have used every mascara under the sun. My normal go-to was the Maybelline Sky High mascara, which is a very good mascara, and it does suit my lashes very well. I like using sort of the plum shade that they have, and also just the normal black. But I actually have gone back to an old favourite, Essence Cosmetics, because they are cheaper and also incredibly, incredibly good. Now, I still watch Tati Westbrook for a lot of my makeup recommendations. I don't know if I'm the only one out there, and she always raves about Essence mascaras, but she raves about the Lash Without Limits, the tubing one, which I do have. Not that good, actually. I don't know if it's just, again, my lashes and what works with my lashes, but they drop so much, and I actually find that it's probably not the easiest to take off. I know tubing mascara is meant to be easier to take off. Not in my opinion, not in my opinion. So yeah, I've gone back to the waterproof Lash Princess False Lash Mascara, which is what I used in uni, so this is like a 2019 throwback for me. I don't know why I avoided this for so long. I think because it was quite difficult to take off back in the day, but I have started using the, like an oil-based cleansing balm now. I'm using the Boots' own Habby one. I think that's how you pronounce it, Habby. hubby, I don't know. But this is the Boots own brand in the UK, the oil-based base cleanser. I did get sent the Beauty Bay one a few years ago in a mystery bundle, but I really didn't like the smell of that, you know, their oat lipid one. I really didn't like that, so I kind of just used micellar water again for many years, which is good, you know, don't skip on micellar water, but that's really changed the game, that oil-based cleanser. But anyway, so hence why this is actually not as difficult to take off anymore, which is amazing. And this is the only mascara that keeps the curl up, right? This is the only mascara where my lashes don't drop, which is amazing. So, but first of all, I always curl my lashes. Again, ignore how disgusting this is. This is my lash curler, but I really need to wipe this down, actually. This is gross. But yeah, so I just curl my lashes from the root, of course. Just give it a few little pulses like this. We know how to curl lashes. This is not the end of the world. We're just gonna do a few like this, and then the other side, of course. Literally just pulse like this. I feel like, I don't know if this is just because the lash curler I use, but I find it quite difficult to get like the outer lashes actually properly curled and not just crimped and looking a little weird on the outside. I don't know if that's just me. Let me know any tips and tricks you have in the comments for curling your lashes, I guess. I'm just gonna do this eye. I find I do have to do like them sometimes a little bit, like I have to do them like once or twice more to really get that curl in there, because again, I do have quite fine lashes. But I feel like we got it now. I feel like we got it. I'm just gonna go back over here and do it on this eye as well, and then we're gonna go in with the mascara. So yeah, so that is my lashes curled, and yeah, I am just gonna do this. I'm just gonna do this off camera because again, I have to get like really close to this, and you don't want to. That's not a good angle. So I'm gonna put this on, and I will come back with my little mascara tips. Essentially, what I do is I tend to like wiggle it and just build it up like that. But I'll be right back. Okay, so you probably can't see that well because again, I'm quite far away on the camera, but I have just done my lashes. Again, what you're seeing here, I literally just kind of wiggle it so you make sure you get every lash really coated. Again, I love this mascara because it's the only one I've found. Again, it's like an old favourite that I've gone back to. It's like an old love that you reunite with, you know what I mean? But this is basically the only mascara that keeps my lashes curled. And obviously it's waterproof, it lasts all day, and yeah, using the oil-based cleanser has really been a game changer in terms of taking this off, because again, I think that's why I avoided it for so many years, it's because it was such a pain to take off, and I feel like it was drying my lashes out as well because I was really scrubbing at them trying to get this off, so it wasn't the best of my lashes at the time. But we've changed the game, we've come back, and that is that. Now, I'm not going to go too ham on the lashes because we are going to go in with falsies. I don't always wear false lashes, but today's video, for the sake of it, we are going to go in with the false lashes. So yeah, moving on to my base now, finally. Obviously, we prepped my skin with moisturizer before. I am going to go in with a sticky primer. Now, this is a Glow Recipe dupe I got from Home Bargains, but whatever sticky kind of formula serum you want to use, or go for it. I think I've heard the NYX face glue is a really good primer if you want like a sticky primer, but this is just what I use. Again, I'm very, very lucky in that oh no, I had something on my hands there. It's just added a bit of a smudge. It's fine, we could cover that up. So yeah, but any kind of sticky primer, especially in the summer months, is going to really help you with longevity, with your makeup. We are going to go in with foundation today. I don't always wear foundation, fun fact. Most of the time when I'm filming, I wear some kind of foundation, but a lot of the time, especially if I'm pushed for time, again, it will be just concealer to cover up anything and to kind of give me a base in certain areas for any kind of creams or powders I'm using, else on my face, like bronzer, blush, all the lovely things. But we're going to go into that a little bit later. So yeah, today we are going to use foundation, like I said. Now, normally in the colder months, if I want something very, very long lasting, that I know is just going to be like a good sort of semi-matte, we're good. OG L'Oreal Fresh Wear Infallible, we all know and love her. Glass bottle, we love that. I do love this foundation, it is very, very good. I've been using it for years and years and years. However, I was influenced by the trends. I was influenced by the viral products. I have been a big fan of Revolution for a while now. Obviously, we used the Brat Brow earlier, and I used to use all of that. They were the first like eyeshadow palettes that I bought at the drugstore back in like 2016, 2017. You know, I used to get the Soph Does Life, I think is the name of her channel now. She used to be Soph Does Nails. If you know, you know. But yeah, this is the Revolution Super Dewy Cushion Foundation, Korea Beauty inspired, and honestly, this has changed the game for me. Honestly changed the game. I've never used the Cushion Foundation before, but I do love a dewy skin in the summer. I do, I really do. And I feel like my skin is like normal enough to the point where I can get away with it without looking too greasy. I know some people worry that, especially if they've got oilier skin, that a Super Dewy foundation is not going to be for them. So yeah, if this is not going to be suitable for your skin type, sorry, L'Oreal Fresh Wear is the way to go. But for those of us who can get away with it, this is an absolute game changer. I used to use the L'Oreal, you know, the water cream that they used to have. I used to use that. Now this does come with a little puff thing. I haven't used that yet, and I don't really intend to. There is a little thingy, so there is the product. I know some people have criticised this for not being very kind of shade inclusive, and even like the lighter shades being quite dark. I have found that a little bit, but I feel like as the day goes on, for some reason it adapts to my skin tone a lot better. Do you guys remember the Rimmel Match Perfection foundation? Do you guys remember that? Like the technology in that where it's supposed to match your skin tone blew my mind. I did actually used to use that foundation up until kind of the middle of university. It was quite a good one, but then I discovered the Fresh Wear because the Fresh Wear came out around that time, around like 2019, 2020, and that changed the game. So yeah, I just kind of, I don't tap into this too much, maybe like once or twice, and then literally just stamp that across my skin, just start to just go everywhere with it. I can find that once I have it on the spot, I just get it directly on my sponge. This is just a Beauty Bay one. Again, if you want to ask how often I wash this, mind your own damn business. I do actually need to start using a new one of this. I do actually like the Made by Mitchell sponges. We are going to get into a few Made by Mitchell products for the face in a little bit, but yeah, just going over my skin. I just feel like, because I don't often like a really heavy coverage in the summer, I am that girl, so I do like this sort of dewy foundation. I do find this lasts very well on me as well. Again, I do watch Tati Westbrook still for a lot of my makeup videos, and she didn't like this. She was like, oh, this feels like it's moving around on my skin already, and I haven't even like gone anywhere yet, which I don't really agree with. I just think she used too much of it, to be honest. Whereas I don't, I just use like a really light layer of it because I don't need a lot. Again, I am very privileged to have really like nice clear skin, so I don't need a lot of it. I just want to even out my skin tone, just add like that little bit of coverage, that little bit of extra va-va-voom glam, if you will. And yeah, so that is that. We're gonna shut that up now. We're gonna put that back in there. And that is it. Thank you very much, Dewy Cushion Foundation. And then, star of the show, going back to NYX, of course, Can't Stop Won't Stop Concealer. Been using this for quite a few years now, even on my kind of my no makeup days. It is the OG. It's like, if you wanted the Tarte Shape Tape, I guess, for like a less budget, this is what to do. Again, I just kind of do the little marks there, go on my chin, because again I've got a hormonal acne central over here, so I'm adding quite a lot on my chin, and just going in with the sponge again just to tap that out, going crazy there. Do I care that it's completely full coverage? No. Is it still good enough coverage to the point where I'm satisfied? Absolutely. Just gonna go in, and this is also again a really good trick to clean up any eyeshadow. If you want to just use the sponge, going up and cleaning up any of the eyeshadow is a good trick always. So that's what I like to do. I always end up putting more product under this eye because I do this eye first, but it's fine. Again, just kind of swiping that just to clean up that line there, and just going and blending it down a little bit to get some of that cheek pigmentation as well. We're going to replace that with blush in a second, so don't you worry about that. Blush placement is very subjective to your face shape though. We are going to get into that in a second. But yeah, especially in the summertime, if anybody has any tips of their own for how to prevent sunglasses getting most of your nose makeup on them, I would love to know, because it is a pet peeve of mine. As much as I don't get the horrible marks, like, it does still come off quite easily on my sunglasses, and it annoys the hell out of me. So anybody have any advice out there, feel free to leave it in the comments. But yeah, that is that all blended out, looking very beautiful. The skin looks great, but of course we have to set the thing. So this is a fun little trick that I have. Where's my brush for this? Where is it? I lose my brushes. Where's it gone? There it is. Alright. Do you guys remember, again, don't judge the brush, I need to clean it, but do you guys remember when you used to get, like, your first ever foundation brush and they used to look like this, especially if you were in theatre? This is what I used to set my makeup. These brushes, these, like, basic ass foundation brushes, I have had this for, like, 11 years at this point. This is such an old brush at this point, but it still is very, very good for getting, like, right on it. Because of the little point, it gets right into your inner corners of your eye. Very good for under eye set. So this is what I use to set my face. I don't set all of it, because we are going to put creams and powders to set the rest of the face anyway, with blush and bronzer and stuff, so I don't need to set it all. But in terms of my under eye concealer and my T-zone and everything, obviously very important. In terms of loose powder, you can't really see it, it's very beaten up. I've had this a couple of years now, but this is the Rimmel Match Perfection Loose Powder, a high school favourite. I've been using this for years and years and years at this point. And it was one of those products I saw the girls at high school using and went, you know what, I'm going to use a loose powder, because that's when loose powders were first coming in. Again, this was kind of circa 2016. And I've been using it ever since. So again, just getting a little bit on the brush there and literally just going in. As you can see, fits the area of my face that I want, similar to what we were talking about with the eyeshadow. And yeah, just going in and setting those areas, set my nose best I can to avoid any of the sunglass marks, as much as I still want the advice on that, because I do still really struggle with it. And yeah, just going again with this other eye, really getting in there, setting everything, and just my cheek, because that gets a bit oily as well, around my nose, and obviously my chin, because that's where we put the concealer as well. I don't put that much foundation on my forehead because obviously I've got my fringe, it covers a lot of it anyway, so, but I still put a little bit of powder up there just to avoid the shine and just to avoid any kind of weird contrast, so that's what we do. And yeah, that's literally the powder that I put on my face. It's probably why my powder lasts me so long, because I literally don't use that much at all. Literally just the lightest dusting, because the thing with me is that I love my skin to still look like skin. If it looks like makeup, it looks literally physically repulsive to me, so I really need it to look nice and smooth, and that is the trick with this. Especially that's why I love using the GB products in the summer, because they really just give you that skin-like look, which I love so much. And they look great on camera as well, so that is that in terms of powder. Now we get onto the fun bit, which is bronzer. Well, the best part about my makeup is my eyeshadow, but in terms of base, like, I do love a bronzer and a contour and a blush placement. So let's get into that. Now, here is a little secret trick, because I do love a cream bronzer before any of my powders. So the OG one that I've started using is a few years ago is the e.l.f. putty bronzer. This is in the lightest shade. I don't even know what shade it is because the label's rubbed off. Okay, my camera died and I haven't plugged in my microphone because this isn't a normal video, so we're just gonna go with it, aren't we? Totally professional YouTuber over here. Okay, so for those who missed it because the audio wasn't working, we are using the Made by Mitchell blush in shade Caramel, which works when I don't want to use this. Sometimes I use both, sometimes I do use just one, it depends how I feel. And yeah, we're literally just gonna go in and go crazy with this. I don't know how well this is gonna blend because it has been sat on my face for a few seconds now. But yeah, this is also a Made by Mitchell brush, by the way. And yeah, this is what I use if I want kind of more of a skin tone accurate bronze situation. Because it's a little bit more yellow tone, which goes with my skin a little bit more. See how much more natural that looks? It's an interesting shade. When I got this in a mystery bag. And I was nervous. I wasn't sure how I was going to use this. I thought, maybe it could be a bronzer shade. But I've been using it a lot recently, and actually, pretty good as a bronzer shade. Look at that. I don't think I'm even going to use my e.l.f. one, to be honest, because this has worked so well. I just realised my door's been open the whole time. 1 second. Professional YouTuber. Okay, totally professional YouTuber up in here. Totally professional. Alright. So yeah, this is what I use. So I always use cream and then powder, of course. The powder bronzer I tend to use is the Rimmel one. This is very, very broken. Anyone else having had issues with Rimmel powders just breaking on them immediately if they do anything? I know I do. So yeah, I'm going to go with big Real Techniques brush that I've had for years. And we're just going to sweep that over the top. And just give that very sun-kissed, summery look. I know I'm alt and sometimes I'm a little bit goth, but I do love a bronzer. Okay, I do love a bronzer. So there we go, that is that. Next up is blush. Sometimes I use cream, today we're going to use powder. And I love the, again, this is made by Mitchell. This is not sponsored by Made by Mitchell, I would love to be, but this is what we use. So this is the Made by Mitchell blush book in Living in Pink Volume 2. It's got powder on it, it's fine. And it has plastic in it, I always forget. So these are the shades you get. Now, I've been doing something a little bit different with my blush this week. Specifically, like this week, for some reason, with terms of the placement. Normally my placement's all the way up here, but I've been doing it a little bit more natural, which is kind of around the apples of my cheeks, but I've also been doing like mixing blushes together. So the first one I'm going to use is this shade up here, which is Wednesdays, which is a very sort of pale pink. Really go into that because you can do. These are very pigmented though, so be careful with the darker shades. But yeah, I'm literally just going to go in on the apples of my cheeks right here with this shade and see how much more natural that is compared to what I used to do. But I also love doing it kind of up here. We are going to do something fun with that in a second. So yeah, I've just been doing that on the apples of my cheeks, doing a little bit on my chin, just kind of going, again, very natural, looking very cute, just hit myself in the lash, that's fine. And then I'm going to go in with the shade Puffball, which is this purple shade down here, very lightly, because this is very pigmented, but this is what I'm going to use to kind of deepen up and add a little bit of dimension. So, because we've added that lighter pink on the apples of my cheeks, I do go up here and just add that little bit of dimension underneath here, even like go a little bit under the eye like that. And just add that little bit of dimension there, tiny bit of dimension, just to add a little bit of interest to this look, and I just think that looks kind of alternative and cool. I do love blush. We have gotten back into using blush. This is in 2016. That's the one thing about kind of the 2016 coming back that we've not adopted, is the not using any blush, so I appreciate that very much about fashion and then the makeup at the moment. So that's what that's looking like. Isn't that lovely? I think that's lovely. So now, of course, we're moving on to highlighter, and then we're going to do lips, and then finally we are going to do lashes, and we're going to talk about my lashes a little bit as well. So yeah, let me get that plastic from down here. This is all very professional. This has gone smoothly. I don't know what you mean. Alright. This is great. I'm totally gonna get sponsored again, right guys? Okay. So yeah, the highlighter I've been using, a lot of the time I do use one from Beauty Bay, but most recently I've been using this Catrice one, which is the Diamond Haze highlighter. This is straight up glitter, but it looks gorgeous and I love it. So yeah, where is this brush? This is what I'm trying to find. Okay, so this brush has a backstory. This brush that I use for my highlighter has a long history. So when I went, where would it have been? France. I feel like it was one of our trips to France. This would have been about 2016, I feel like. It was my first ever time in a Sephora. Before we had Sephora in the UK, the only place you could go to Sephora is if you went to Europe. And I went to Sephora in somewhere in France, I don't remember, and I got this brush. This is technically an eyeshadow brush, but I've been using it for highlighter for the last 10 years, and it still works. So yeah, going in quite ham with this as well. You can really just like fully just dip into this and it doesn't really matter, because the more the better. And it's actually kind of sheer, so yeah, we're just gonna go in, because it literally just is glitter, there's no base in it, it's literally just glitter. So you're going to go in, and you see immediately I am blinding you, and I don't even care. Alright, so we're going to go in on this side as well. I try and keep it like a natural, where the light naturally hits my face, which is the point of highlighter, so That's where I go. I go a little bit on the nose, of course, a little bit on the bridge of the nose. Not too much on the bridge, but a little more on the nose, tip of the nose, like that. Now, one thing we do love, like I established before, is an inner corner highlight. I just feel like it brings my eyes out and brings them to life. So yeah, doing a little bit more of the highlighter on my inner corners there, blending it into that glittery eyeshadow we put there at the beginning. We love it. We love it. See how I'm just beaming now? This is bringing everything together. Like, highlighter just brings the whole look together, in my opinion. And then we're going in with on the brow bone as well. We love that. We love it. This is looking gorgeous. I'm going to put a little bit more on there just to really make sure I can be seen from space. This is the point of the look. We're doing all this. Gorgeous, amazing, this is fantastic. So, as mentioned before, I do always use lip oil to prep my lips before I do a lip colour. Now obviously I do have to take this off, otherwise the lipstick will not sit well. So yeah, I'm going to go take this off real quick and we will be right back. Okay, so now lip oil is off, my lips are dry, which is great because that is what you want to really make sure that the lipstick lasts and you're not getting any slipping sliding around. So yeah, today I'm going to do a black lip. We're going to do a black lip today. I do love a black lip. It was my first time I realised that, oh, maybe I am a little bit alternative, maybe I should be exploring this, is because I loved a black lip. So yeah, the first product I started using that made me realise this was this NYX Line Loud black lip liner in the shade Evil Genius, I think it is. Yeah, Evil Genius, I remembered correctly, well done. And this also needs to sharpen, but after the eyeliner incident, I don't really care. So we're just going to go in and line my lips. I'm obviously going to stop talking, because otherwise I won't be able to do this. That was the smoothest lip liner application I have ever done in my entire life. This is going well. We are redeeming ourselves from the tech issues, alright? And the best black lipstick, and the only black lipstick I own, actually, well, apart from the black lip stain, which is by the same brand, similar to the eyeshadow we used earlier, Jolie Beauty. Oh my god, shop indie, guys, shop indie. This is in the shade Demise, which is their black lipstick. Love this so much. Oh my god, I love it. Bury me in this lipstick, I swear to god. Yeah, their liquid lipstick formula is really, really great. I have a silver one from them as well, which is amazing. And like I said, I do have quite a few shades. They have, I have a couple from the Ozzy Osbourne collection. I have like a metallic red, and they also have kind of a cool tone brown shade from that, which I love so much. But yeah, shutting up and applying the lipstick now. Just look at this. This is just beautiful. Just beautiful. One swipe. Opacity. Do you see that? That is gorgeous. And honestly, just, like I say, bury me in this lipstick, bury me in this look. This is gorgeous. I've realised I've not done my lower lash mascara, so we're going to do that. Whilst we also do lashes. Now, lashes, like again, when I was talking about the fast fashion situation, I do often get from Primark, I do have to say, either Primark or Amazon, because I refuse to spend an awful lot of money on lashes when, at the end of the day, eventually they're probably going to get thrown out. So I do protest, and also a few, like, more expensive brands do use mink as well, and I don't agree with that at all, especially being vegan. So yeah, these are just some half lashes I have from Primark, just 90p. They look very natural, which is a problem I have with a lot of like more expensive lashes as well, is that they look fake, like they look very plastic, whereas if you get a lot of the cheaper ones have like the nice feathery ends, which I think just looks a lot better. I don't want it, like I don't really like lash extensions, like I don't really like the look of lash extensions. I know a lot of people are going for that look. That's not me. I don't think it looks very good personally. So the more natural I can go, the better, but obviously still being very dramatic. So yeah, I'm going to put these on off camera because you don't need to see me doing that because everyone's lash application process is different. I just tend to kind of plop them on and just be done with it. So that's what we're going to do. I'm going to come back with my concluding thoughts and yeah, my outro, obviously. But we're going to come back with the final look. And that is done. Lashes on, and the lower lashes have been done as well. Normally I do also smoke some eyeshadow underneath my eyes, but today I feel like I don't need it. I don't need it. And yeah, this is the finished look. Apologies that we did have to finish this video on the webcam, but it's fine. We got through it. We got through it. I hope you guys learned something. I do want to start doing little makeup videos here and there if you guys want them. So yeah, let me know all of your thoughts in the comments. As always, did you enjoy this? Do you want me to do more makeup stuff? Did you learn anything? I really hope you did. Again, this is the first time I've ever really done a video like this, so I wasn't really sure how it was gonna go, and hey, it was chaotic as always. But hey, if I'm chaotic, my life is chaotic, so really it just fits the brand, doesn't it? But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Again, thank you so much to Bellesa for being my first ever YouTube sponsorship. Love you guys so much, and I can't wait to possibly work together in the future. And obviously, link in the description, link in the pinned comment to my giveaway as well. Go enjoy whatever you get, and I will see you guys in my next video, which I promise will be more drama content, okay? Because we have a lot to talk about.